And welcome back to the Game Hub and yet another Sentinel ship hunting video, and today I'm bringing you 22 new S-Class Sentinel ship locations. Now what's important to note with these Sentinel ships is every single one of them is in Euclid. Now that's the first galaxy, so make sure you are in Euclid before you use a portal with any of the information that I provide today. Now also make sure you jump in our Discord if you're not already, check out all the great ships there and share some of yours. Now like I say, it is in Euclid, which is galaxy number 1. Everybody should have access to that, and even if you started in Eisentown via an expedition, you can still get access to Euclid via any of the featured bases within the anomaly. So everyone can access Euclid. Now every ship that we post will have a communication ball placed down for easy findings. So are you ready? Let's begin. Let's go. Right, ship number 1 then on today's list. All the details for every ship will show at the top of the screen as we display each ship, and that includes the coordinates for the exact location of each ship and the glyphs. Now this first one comes in a color scheme of blue, white and black. Now the supercharged slots, you do have to unlock those empty ones on the right to see them all, but it's 2 on the right and then 2 over on the left, but they're not touching. Now in the air you can see the blue, white and black in full glory. It has the winch on the front and the pincers, plenty of thrusters, stinger, loads of laser wings. It's not my cup of tea. What about you? Next. Now second on today's S-Class list comes in a colour scheme of green and purple. Plenty of green on this one, all the details top of the screen. Now mini wings on the bottom as well, so it does have a nice profile in the air, we'll see that shortly. Now supercharged slots, you can see 3 towards the middle and 1 over on the right. Not a bad little layout on this one. Now in the air it's quite sleek, quite simple, and like I say, the mini wings on the rear do give it a nice little profile once in the air. But do you like green, or should it never be seen? Next. Okay, now moving on now to ship number 3 on today's list. Now this one comes in a nice colour scheme of turquoise blue and red, almost like a Spider-Man style, but a lighter pale blue. Now the skinny wings put me off, not my cup of tea. Supercharged slots, we got 3 towards the middle and 1 on the right. The 3 in the middle are not touching though, there is a gap unfortunately. Now in the air it doesn't look too bad, nice little profile if you like the skinny wings, but like I say, skinny wings are not for me. Let's move on. Next. Right, now moving on to the next one on today's S-Class list, number 4. Now the colour scheme on this one comes in red and orange. Now it's got a nice shape to this ship, nice wide front, the box grille, nice layers of wings, nice thruster setup, but it's got orange as a secondary colour, and the slots are also, as you can see, very orange, very spread out and all over the shop. In the air the profile's not bad on this ship, but the orange, I couldn't do it, would never do it. Could you do it? That's the question, that's the big question. Let's move on. Next. Okay, now moving on to ship number 5 on today's S-Class list. All the details top of the screen. Colour scheme on this one again, we got another green today. Nice simple profile. We got a few simple ones to start with, but I know many of you do like these. Now the supercharged slots on this one again, they do become a little bit lackluster. Once you've unlocked all the empty ones, you can see they're all spread out. So it's a design over slot choice with this one. It's an S-Class, but are you happy with them slots? Not me, I couldn't do it. Let's move on again. Next. Okay, now with ship number 6 on today's list. All the details top of the screen. Now the colour scheme on this one comes in a yellow, white and black. It is a dragonfly style this one, and it does have the skinny wings. Not for me then. Now supercharged slots, if we have a look at these, we can see initially 2 and a 1. Unlock them all and that changes to a 2, 2. So very balanced. Now in the air, it does look okay, very simple, but I'm not a fan, as you all know, of the skinny wings, so I'm going to take a rain check and pass on this one. What about you? Next. Right, now ship number 7. All the details top of the screen. The colour scheme on this one comes in blue and white. Very simple looking ship. I don't think we chose Hunt on this one. I think one of the crew at the time landed at the S-Class, so it was documented. Now the supercharged slots turn into a V3 one, as we'd call it. so not the greatest. Now in the air, it looks, well, simple, pretty much as it does on the ground, except the wings do dip and drop. What do you think of this one? Too simple? Next. Okay, now moving on to ship number 8 on today's list. All the details top of the screen. Color scheme on this one comes in a red and purple. Now it's almost a tie style. It does have the deep vent wings and does have the mini wings on the top, as well as the extensions top and bottom. Supercharged slots, we've got 3 over towards the left and then 1 towards the middle. Now, not the greatest again, but it is an S-Class. Once in the air, once it's all opened up and dipped down, it doesn't look too bad if you like this tie style of ship. Not for me though, too simple. I'm going to move on. Next. Okay, now moving on with ship number 9 on today's list. All the details top of the screen. Color scheme on this one comes in a blue and red. You can't really see the red too much as it's just on the engine. Has 2 layers of wings, the vent wings and the rear bat wings. Now with the supercharged slots, you can see 1 on the left, 2 in the middle and 1 over on the right. Now this Elvis style is not my cup of tea. I don't think many will fly it. However, we did choose Hunt based on the votes. So S-Class was found and this is what we found. Is it good enough for you? Next. Now, moving on to ship number 10 on today's list. All the details top of the screen. Color scheme on this one comes in a very bright yellow. Tank feet, bug, and just 1 simple set of wings. Again, very, very simple. Most of them have been this evening. Now, supercharged slots, we have 2 on the left and 2 over on the right, but the 2 on the right are not touching. In the air, it doesn't do much other than the tank feet tuck up and the wings tilt slightly. Other than that, not much to see. Let's move on. Next. Okay, now moving on to ship number 11, the halfway point. Now, all the details top of the screen. Color scheme on this one comes in red, white, and black. Very simple style this one, not too much going on, but some do like them this simple. If they didn't, we wouldn't have hunted. Now the supercharged slots on the S-Class we found for this one were a free one, but the free one is a stepped free one. They're not all connected. In the air, very simple. The bottom section does drop and tilt, as you can see. The wings dip, but not too much happens on this one. Next. Okay, now with ship number 12 on today's list. All the details top of the screen. Color scheme on this one comes in a yellow, white and black. Quite a bit going on this one, even though it is quite simple. You've got the stinger, you've also got the undersection, and you've got the wing tips on there. Not too bad, but unfortunately the supercharged slots once again are very spread out on this particular S-Class. In the air, it does look quite nice if you like this color scheme. Wings dipping down with them wingtips gives it a nice little profile. What do you think of this one? Let's move on. Next. Right, now moving on to ship number 13. Again, all the details at top of the screen. Color scheme on this one comes in white. What do you think of this one then? Now, it has the stinger on the top, but unfortunately it has the skinny wings. The bottom section does open up once in the air. Supercharged slots, we have 2 on the left, 2 over towards the right. Now once in the air you can see that the bottom section does open, so it does give it a nice profile. It really is a shame it didn't have full size wings, or I may have considered it. Next. Right, now we have a Dragonfly with tank feet here, number 14. All the details top of the screen. Color scheme on this one comes in yellow and red, but are you loving it? Not all the thrusters are lit. It does have the full size wings, so it has a lot of shape there. Supercharged slots, we can see 3 over on the right initially. Once you've unlocked them all, you can see 1 in the middle, but the 3 are not touching, unfortunately. Now in the air, it looks as good as most Dragonflies do. It could have done with a little bit of extra on the wings, but some may not like the tips or the prongs. Do you? Now, not for me. Next. So, let's move on to ship number 15. All the details, top of the screen. Color scheme on this one. Yet again, white, but with blue this time. Now, this one we hunted because it does turn into an X-wing formation, so it does all open up in the air. Supercharged slots on the S-Class we found on this one were 3 over on the right and 1 towards the middle. And like I say, once you get it in the air, it does all open and fan out to give it that X shape from the rear. Do you like this one? Let's move on. Next. Right, now moving on to ship number 16 on today's S-Class list. Now we have another little dragonfly here with full-size wings. The colour scheme is like a minty green and purple, but the full-size wings do make of the ship. Now it doesn't have any side wings, so it's a very simple style once in the air. Now supercharged slots, unfortunately, once again, once you've unlocked the empty one, you can see they're all spread out. So again, if you want the S-Class version of this, you're picking style over slots, and obviously the fact is an S-Class. Now in the air, like I say, very simple with no extra side wings. Keep it sleek, keep it fast. Do you like it? Next. Now moving on to ship number 17, details top of the screen, glyphs and coordinates. Now yes, we've added an orange only because we landed at the S-Class version. Otherwise it would have been a next. But supercharged slots on this one, once you've unlocked them all, typically, like an S-Class, they're not very good. 2 on the right, 1 over on the left and 1 towards the middle. Now, do you like this default style of Sentinel ship in this colour? Scan incoming. We better move on. Next. Right, now let's move on. Ship number 18. Now this one's not orange. Now all the details top of the screen. Now it's another dragonfly style with full-size wings. It comes in like a purple and minimal white. Now it does have the pincers which do give it a nice little shape. Supercharged slots, you can see 3 together over on the left and then 1 all the way over on the right. It does have the wide front with the Y light. This is not a bad little ship, and I did consider keeping this one just for a little while. Would you? Next. Okay, now ship number 19 on today's list. Once again, we have another dragonfly style here. Once again, full-size wings. It's like a nice aqua colour, this one. Now, it does have the rear bat wings and another set of wings that give it the side extension and a little bit of extension at the front, but unfortunately, the supercharged slots are a 2-1-1. Do you like this style? Do you like this colour? Again, I had this one just for a few days until something better came along. Would you add this to your collection? Next. Right now, ship number 20 on today's list. Details top of the screen. Colour scheme on this one is red. Look at all them thrusters. So many thrusters. Now, we do have a little bit of white in there as well. Now, you do have all the mini wings there, top and bottom. So you do get the little X-wing style in the air. Supercharged slots, we got 2 on the left and 2 over on the right that are split up. Now, in the air, if you like the X-wing style, like I say, you do have the mini wings that give you that nice formation and profile and all those thrusters. But it's not my cup of tea, so let's move on. Next. Right, now ship number 21 on today's list. Again, all the details top of the screen like every ship we show. Colour scheme on this one comes in green Rizzler, yellow and green. Now, if it had full-size wings, maybe Green Rizzler, one of our members, would be interested in this one. Supercharged slots, we have 2 on the left and then 2 on the right, but they're not connected. Now in the air, like I say, it's a shame it doesn't have the full-size wings, but if you like skinny wings and you like the Green Rizzler colour scheme, then maybe this is for you. But let's move on. Next. Right, now ship number 22, all the details top of the screen and my favourite of this collection. This one I called Elegance Reborn. It was in my collection again for a good week or so until I replaced it, and it was a tough decision. It's a nice colour scheme, this one. Supercharged slots, also the S-Class, were a 3-1. So, Brucey bonus, lovely bubbly. Now in the air, this thing does look lovely. You got the wingtips, you got the prongs, full-size wings, got that undersection. It does look nice and a beautiful colour. Amazing ship, like I say, and definitely without a doubt my favourite of today's collection. What was your favourite ship today? Now also big thanks go out to all the members of the Game Hub that do join me on the live streams when I do the crew hunting sessions. So it's not just me that find these, it's the Game Hub members that join the crew as well. So once again, thank you to you. Now don't forget to like, subscribe and put them notifications on. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.